Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining in. We're back here. I'm Jacob, and we got Mickey as well, like always.
Good morning, good morning,
Like,
good afternoon.
yes, sir. Praying my mic doesn't screw up this time. Sorry about that last time. I will be keeping a close eye on it. Where's everybody from? Let's see. Let's see who we got, where everybody's from this time around. We're live on YouTube and Discord. Again, if you want a more high quality stream, especially when Mickey goes live, join the Discord at discord.gg/lux. We're doing a stage in there, and it's free for everybody that joins. When you do sign up for LuxAlgo Premium, you get access to the Discord as well on top of the indicator suite. So that's even if you do the 30 days risk free on LuxAlgo.com, you do get access to that VIP Discord too. You don't have to do anything extra or special, but we are live to everybody on the Discord as well. So anybody,
Cool.
anybody can join up.
Welcome
But
Denmark, Poland, Portugal, France, Dubai,
Indonesia,
China, and DC.
Paris, France. That's cool.
Armenia, India, welcome.
Welcome.
Norway.
Awesome. Alrighty. Maybe we should get into the charting. Let's look at gold here. I got gold in the 5-minute. Now, you know me. I am a 5-minute trader, and we actually do have a decent setup on gold that's kind of already played out a bit. But we had what I've always talked about, and we talk about this every week. I'm going to turn off this watermark so it's not in the way. But getting that bearish break of structure, right? Coming into a change of character, and then showing a bullish setup. So you get bullish signal, got some support, and then you get that break of structure off of here. Essentially, somewhere around here could have been somewhat of a possible trade opportunity, but noticing the volume difference, I wouldn't have taken it yet. I would be saying now we wait until we see more volume come in. But we are showing a nice, consolidated period to potentially have a bullish run on gold. But this bearish run was pretty awesome. If we go back on this, we can kind of see we had very strong bearish volume, right? Before this even got lower here. Very strong bearish volume. Had a retracement, right? Had a retracement, but guess what? That money flow was still bullish. That money flow was still bearish, even though we were, continuing. We had bearish money flow, and we started to see if the trend would flip, right? But it didn't. It got overextended. On you can treat this as an RSI, but on this oscillator here, it's over that 80 level, so it's overextended with still bearish money flow. You could consider that a divergence, right? There's a bearish divergence already setting up here. Price trying to continue. It's still stuck in that downtrend, but then it has a bearish turning point while the money flow is still sitting bearish. You wait for, a proper trend change, which in my the way I would look for it is look for, like we talked about last time, is a turning point possibly after a strong bearish signal. So we had, a nice retracement, came down, still bearish money flow, strong bearish signal. We had a bearish change of character and a turning point here after big money, but it ended up resetting the oscillator when it extended here. A lot of people joining in now. I think Discord just pinged. Welcome everybody. We just had like at least 50 plus people join the Discord. But again, bearish turning point after a potential bullish breakout. So it tried. It didn't work. So guess what? It flipped back again. We had this massive downtrend that occurred on the 5-minute. So I mean, you could say it's minor, but for you day traders, that's a pretty big downtrend. let's go take a look at, you know, Bitcoin. Let's see how Bitcoin's doing. I haven't looked at this chart at all recently. First I like to do is adjust my sensitivity to what it tells me. So 14. Now that's what I would consider using trading here. But we are currently in some consolidation on the 5-minute. But wow, look at our 15-minute here. 15-minute is showing a nice uptrend. We had some impulses, typical Bitcoin with impulses. But notice something that's kind of cool. You do have the oscillator going lower, right? We have the oscillator decreasing here. But so far, price is still increasing. So price increasing, oscillator decreasing. We had that first setup of divergence, right? First bearish divergence setup. I'm going to put the watermark on so people that are joining know what we're talking about. Bitcoin 15-minute. We have that first bearish signal of divergence. But again, price is holding, right? So price holding, not breaking, money flow not flipping. I could consider this maybe a strong potential continuation of this uptrend. So if price wants to continue to hold, or the oscillator wants to continue to hold above that 50 level, price stays with these strong green candles, I would probably consider sometime soon a long entry to see if we, you know, could continue off of this. Now this is just the 15-minute, of course, but you know, just based on that, we could go into an extended zone. If we look at the daily though, and here you go. Daily chart, we're bouncing off a high volume order block, right? The money flow still super strong. It's still on overflow. So this different colored oscillator here, that means there's overflow. It means a lot of bearish volume is occurring. Now, that overextended money flow there, that was during this sell-off, right? So it's starting to look like it might come back a little bit. So the only issue is we're not overextended at this moment. So the only way I would take a trade here on Bitcoin, like a longer term, this is the daily chart, of course, is we did first show our initial reaction, right? We have initial reaction off that 28% order block. I want to see this oscillator come out and then come back in and then have a turning point and then continue. And then the money flow to flip like this from bearish to bullish. So that's what I would want to see. If we get that, we know that this order block is confirmed. You know, this order block might be a great position or level to take a long position in. And then we could target something like the upper order blocks or the spark trail. Let's see, we got a question here. Can you please explain more on the order blocks based on volume and the red and green sentiment? What does this mean with the percentage? I know that Mickey is going to go over the order blocks today a little bit. I will touch on that right now, though. So, obviously, it first depends on how many order blocks you have showing. I do default. Okay, so I have 5 as the default. So, the current 5 order blocks are what's displayed. Now, the percentage is the highest amount of volume in those 5 order blocks. So right now, this 28% order block. Now, obviously, if we look down here, we have a 33% down there, 1, 2, 3, and there's, I don't know if there's a 5th one. So it's not going to print an order block unless it actually identifies an order block. So since I have 5 show the last 5, this is showing the last 4 because there's only 4 in the last amount of bars that it's calculating from. So 28%. Based on the 5 order blocks I have highlighted. Now, obviously, if I up it to, I don't know, 500, you're going to see a little bit of a difference on the order block percentages because I'm looking at a bigger range of order blocks, right? So then it's dispersing where the percentage of volume would be over that higher time frame. So obviously, you can see here we had a massive reject up at this level. Bigger sell volume up here. But again, I like the default. I go 5 because I'm an intraday trader. So being intraday, I like to see the most recent order blocks and what percentage value they're going to give me based on just the recent price action. So 28% here, I'm going to consider that a highly significant order block, right? So we're already getting that reaction. So I could have essentially, from the beginning, if I go back on replay mode, let's see if it continued to say 20% right here. It was higher. It was 32%, right? Because we liquidated that order block. Broke that low volume order block. And then we switched to 28% as this order block up here got printed. So being 28% and previously 32%, it's still a high probability that this order block might be significant because it's, you know, of a higher percentage. Now 33% down here, this is the biggest target I would take because this is where I'm going to touch on what are these bars, right? These bars are obviously the volume within that order block. So there's stronger sellers than buyers at that order block, right? Now, there's a way you can, in your analysis, say that, okay, there's a lot of sellers here, right? So maybe the sellers are exhausted at this level. Maybe this level is not considered a level for selling or shorting off of. It might be buying because there's a bunch of sellers here before. So maybe when the price retraces here, we want to look for buying opportunities at this level. And also, based on the oscillator, price would be extremely extended if it touched this level. But noticing the volume difference within the bars that the indicator gives you here, I would consider the sellers are exhausted at this level. Now, this isn't, you know, obviously 100%, but notice here, buyers a little bit stronger than sellers. But notice the difference in the candle or the volume bars here. That there is not as significant of a difference between buyers and sellers as it is here. So that's another case where this could have a stronger reaction. Up here, like we said, I showed the 500. Let's go back to 500 order blocks. We had a rejection here. Notice again, the difference here is not big. It's not that big of a difference between the two, so it's not as significant. Now, if you know the buy volume was all the way back here or something, it'd be a harder significance. But what I like to do is I tend to ignore this a lot more than I do like the percentages. Percentages I like identifying more, but I'm looking for reaction. So reaction is everything. If price reacts to this order block, then I know that this order block is significant. I mean, it's as simple as that. So price came up, it rejected that order block on Bitcoin daily, and then it flipped into a change of character. Now, once I saw that bearish change of character, I would wait, you know, for a proper entry. But again, if that would have flipped earlier, which it might have, let's see here. I need to readjust probably my sensitivity at this high. Yeah, so 19 is our sensitivity here. So going back in time, you know, this is a higher risk trade, but noticing rejects here, and we can take off price action concepts, or sorry, we can take off the signals and overlays here, because some people do like just using price action concepts. And it depends on the asset, I think. If an asset is more ranging, right? If it's a more ranging asset, then I'm going to look at price action concepts way more than I'm going to look at signals and overlays. So you have to understand what asset you're trading. So with a lot of crypto, especially Bitcoin, it tends to consolidate a lot and do less ranging. But when it does trend, it does a really good job. So what I see here is you have a massive bearish candle. So that's just a regular candle analysis. Let me take off the price line. Right here, you get a massive retest and then close red, right? On top of that, we have a bearish divergence. So, you know, that's only 2 levels of confluence. Well, and a turning point here. It's only 2 levels of confluence, right? But, you know, if you're a, you know, higher risk trader, you like scalping, you could essentially off of that candle take a short from, you know, above that order block and target, you know, the lower order block. That could be, you know, something you do on the daily longer term trade. The oscillator reset here. Obviously, look, we go and retest it again, but it didn't break and liquidate that order block. So that's why other reason you put your stop above the order blocks is because price might go retest it, but not fully wipe it out. So it playing back here, you can see we're on our way to that lower order block. Let me speed this up, and it would have hit, right? We're already reacting off of it. So noticing that out of the gate, the reaction, bearish divergence on the oscillator, bearish turning point here, you could have waited and it flipped, you could have shorted there too. Like look at the amount of opportunities. If you would have wait here, you had two levels of confluence. Here, you had 3 levels of confluence. Here, you had 5 levels of confluence, right? So that could have been your entry. This could have been the best entry right here. If you want to wait for that confluence. Okay, and you target the lower order block. So why is there 5 levels of confluence here? Let's see. We talk about this every week. Every time we live stream, we want to look for the oscillator and everything to tell us that this trade is meant to be. Can you hear me, Mickey? Some guys said there's no sound. F, can you hear me or no?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
Everything's good.
All right, let's go over 5 levels of confluence that we saw here, right? So first, we have our number 1, which was up here. Okay. 1 was this order block reject that happened here. That's number 1 right here. Order block reject. 2 was this bearish divergence. Now that actually happened before, so let's just move this to 1. Okay, that's not gonna let me. Maybe if I do this. Nope. All right, whatever. 1 there. We'll put 2 down here. 2 is the bearish divergence, right? Okay. 3 would also be this bearish turning point at the highs. That's 3. But we do have confluence on top of it. So, we have conflicting information, right? We have bullish money flow. So if I want to be a more confident trader, I'm going to wait for this money flow to flip bearish, because so far we're showing bearish signs. We have 1, 2, 3. You know what? Let's make these red to identify that these are we're looking for a bearish setup. So 3 levels of confluence, but we have a conflicting level of confluence as well. So we get what? 4 here, another reject. 4 is our other reject here. But then we get a turning point here, which is 5, right? Where everything's leaning bearish now. But what if we would just wait until, we get even more confluence? Well, the best part is we have a bearish change of character. So we make this 6. So I was wrong. We have 7 levels of confluence. 6, right? And then we have this bearish flipping for 7. So now everything at this point right here is on my side. Okay. Oh, but the oscillator is extended. Oh no, like it sold off too much. Okay. Well, wait. Let's see if the money flow increases. And then we get a reset of the oscillator that we talked about last week. And then we take our bearish entry, right? We're going to get a even better entry waiting on that. Okay, so if we were to take, the trade on the change of character here, right? Our entry point would have been right here. Would have been at that level, right? That red level there. And you know what? I'm going to make this, I don't know, let's make it like bright pink. Our entry would have been right here at the candle close of this change of character. But if we are patient and smart, we wait for that oscillator to retrace, confirm this. We have a increase of the bearish money flow, right? Increased bearish money flow. We get this oscillator to come back and reset here. Oscillator resets. It comes back above the 0 or above the 50 line. Resets. Then we get a bearish turning point. Right there, bearish turning point is where I would have taken my entry. And if you look at it, we would have had it even better entry. It's not 100% better, but we noticed and we waited, and we did even get a better one at that point. So noticing that, we target our lower order block, and right shortly after, we get a massive sell-off. So waiting is the name of the game. Waiting for everything to tell you that this is it. This is where it's going. Why fight any other difference? Like, why fight that there's bullish money flow? Like, wait until it flips. Wait till everything's telling you the right thing. So let's remove those drawings. And great job listening to what we look for. So I'm going to go back and look at some questions. The indicators that are being used for those asking are, this is price action concepts in the oscillator matrix by LuxAlgo. As you can see here, this is our premium suite. When you sign up, you can also get 30 days risk free right now, and 30% off if you use code LUX30 on your first order. But you get access as well to the VIP Discord and a lot more that is to come. But these live streams we're going to keep free for everybody to join so they can learn more about it. Real quick, I will touch on the website. I do have just a little bit of time here before Mickey's going to take over. But the website, something I want to touch on real fast is go to the guide section under resources. Okay, you're going to get, this is completely free, you're going to get 100% in-depth information on every feature our premium indicators offer, as well as how to set it up, Discord, our YouTube, everything that you need to understand what you're signing up for, or if you have questions about anything. This is free to look at. Just go to our website, click resources and guides, and yeah, you can look at all of the features we offer in each indicator. But again, 30% off, code LUX30, and you get 30 days risk free. But let's go look at something else now. Let's look at, I think somebody did mention gold. I'm pretty sure we can look at gold again. See if it moved since the time we were watching it. I don't think it did. It is resetting here. Oh, I gotta take off all these order blocks. The Mickey 500. So here you go. I mean, you got a retracement already. Notice though, the volume, you can use the oscillator to tell if volume's strong or not. Volume's so weak. Look at the volume difference here to there, and that's the money flow. So money, why if you want to do what people say and follow the money, then follow the money. Wait for this to increase a little bit. It is midday in the U.S. session, but yeah. So right now, bullish change character, bullish break of structure. I think we're just gonna chill in this spot for a little bit. Let's go take a look at EURUSD. I know somebody mentioned that earlier, and obviously it's the most popular Forex asset to trade. Now, oh, okay, we do have a potential setup that I do like to see. We have, right, change character, break a structure. Now we have flip to bearish change character. Well, guess what? Everything so far in this is looking fantastic. We got a bearish divergence. We have a bearish change character, right? We have bearish money flow. So again, what are we looking for to identify this as a potential entry? In my case, I want to see the oscillator reset, right? So what does that mean? We get a retracement, right? So all we got to do now, and for those of you that trade fibs, we could essentially get our retracement off of a Fibonacci. Now, I wouldn't draw that Fibonacci until we get a confirmed swing point. We don't have a confirmed swing point yet. So once price, starts coming back a little bit more, we get a few bullish candles, we can confirm a swing point, look for, fib retracement. But, we also have what we call, and you guys, I'm sure everybody knows or should know, is a feature that is the fair value gaps, right? So we have what, a nice large bearish fair value gap up here. Now we have a few because of this impulse move, of course, because the fair value gap is just those imbalances between candle impulses. But again, these are much smaller. We want to look for a large fair value gap for a retracement for entry, right? So I would like to see a retracement possibly to this fair value gap for potential entry, maybe. But remember, we always want to wait for that confluence. So getting that reset on the oscillator, maybe a rejection off that fair value gap, could really help us in identifying what a proper entry is here on EURUSD. Now this is the 5 minute. Let's take a look at the 15 minute. Choose to hide or. So the only time the order box will appear is when a new one prints. Now if you want to, Ally, or I think that's your name, Ally. If you want to have them stay, you can turn on breaker blocks, right? If an order block gets liquidated, it will show up as a breaker block if you click add breaker blocks, right? But if you want those order blocks to stay and not disappear, let's say if it's an older one and it disappears, all you have to do is up the amount of order blocks that are being shown. So let's say, you know, there was an order block that's, you know, way back here, right? Or there you go, down here. I mean, this is forever a time ago. Now, if I hit 5 here, watch. If I flip this to 5, those will disappear. The only reason they're disappearing is because I only have it showing the last 5 order blocks. And Mickey will probably go over this again as well. But if I go 50, I can see the rest of the order blocks. So now I know, wow, down here on the EURUSD, this is probably going to be a significant price if it comes and tests that point. But again, here you have breaker blocks, EURUSD, 15 minute. We have a retracement into this breaker block. I mean, this is actually kind of setting up perfectly, I would say, on the 15 minute here. And I'm about to hand it over to Mickey, but let's go over this one more time. Bullish change of character. We are in a breaker block, right? We just extended on the oscillator. The money flow flipped to bullish. I would want to see this oscillator reset and then start trending back up. And then guess what? We get an entry somewhere on this breaker block, and wow, you could target that order block right up there. I mean, that couldn't get any better than that. I mean, this is I mean, even if we were to pull a fib, we can pull a fib now because we do have that retracement. But there you go. Let me get rid of the background here. I forgot to reset my thing. For those of you that trade, you know, golden pockets or something, you could go down between the 5 and the 618. That's just an extra level of confluence, right? So noticing this retracement here, we're hitting the 50 level. 50, in my opinion, is the sweet spot. So we're bouncing off that 50 level. I would want to see a turning point on the bull side of the oscillator, and this sucker is going to be ready to run. I mean, this is already setting up perfectly. Got that bearish into a bullish change of character. Bearish breaker structure into bullish change of character. One of my favorite setups to see. So if it does bounce off this breaker block, you're looking, so this is get a turning point. It's probably going to be somewhere around here would be your entry up there. You could set, you could set your stop at a swing low if you want. Testing that there, it's a little under 1-to-1, but in my opinion, you could start your stop down there, and then you could up it to the order block. You got a 1-to-1 there, but then you could up it to, you know, the higher low, and then you're looking at a 2-to-1. So like it really it depends on how you're starting this off, but we do have order blocks still up here as well. So resistance up there, if we were to play that off, I mean, you're probably looking at 1.1 to 5 if you put stop under that swing point. But overall, yeah, wow, EURUSD is looking like it's going to set up, especially if you get that bullish turning point and the money flow increasing. So great little setup there. Adam, I'll go over the NASDAQ and ES later, but I'm going to hand it over to my main man, Mickey. He's going to go over his setups, and I think he said he was going to talk about some order blocks as well today, but I think it's time to pass the baton. So, Mickey, it's all yours, buddy.
All right. Let's share my screen here.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Let's pick one. I'll pick this. How's that?
Let me load you up here. Beautiful. And then let me show you on the and you are ready to go, my friend.
Welcome everyone. YouTube land, Discord, LuxAlgo land out there. VIP group, hello. YouTube, hello. Okay. First things first, as always, I just want to take a peek at the dollar index 4-hour just to give me a sense of where I'm at today. And from the looks of this, dollar's heading higher, right? It's stuck in this nosebleed levels, which can be a good thing or bad thing depending on what you're trading. Okay. Today I want to concentrate back on the basics of the matrix and using the matrix on a higher time frame to guide me and to manage my entry position on a lower time frame. Okay, I'm going to go through all the major symbols that I discuss every day, like the dollar, the ES, Bitcoin, gold, and euro. And I'm going to show you the turning points during the New York morning opening bell and what I look for on the higher time frame matrix, so I can zoom in on a lower time frame and make my entry. Okay, let's start off with ES mini. Okay, here is a 4 hour, right? Let me zoom in a little bit. 4 hour. Here is the matrix turning point. I'm going to circle this right here. All right. Turning point down. Okay. 4 hour. All right. Take a look at that time. All right, 4 hours. So by the time that New York opens, we're still in this downtrend, right? Asian, London, we're still in the downtrend. So on a lower time frame, I'm looking to scalp some shorts on the ES. Okay. Let me bring a lower time frame as an example. 15 minutes. Okay. Let me move this over here so you can see. All right. I got my cursor on Unison, right? Here is the turning point down on a 4 hour, right? From here on out, I am looking for shorts on a lower time frame. You could use 15, 1 hour, 5 minute, 1 minute, whatever heart you desire, okay? As an example, here's a 15, right? It fires off around this area on the 4 hour, turning point down, right? Turning point down. So I am sitting and waiting for my trigger entry. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm still waiting. But guess what? While I'm still waiting, the story is still holding on a higher time frame, right? It is still bearish. Turning point down, okay? First clue I have. Confirmation signal, right? Second clue, money flow, right? This is where I take an entry short, somewhere in this pocket, right? Right there. Well, how do I enter? That's for another time. Jacob already discussed how you zoom in and the technique he uses on a lower time frame to enter. You know, I'm just showing you to zoom out and look for a signal on a higher time frame, right? Top to bottom analysis. Okay, let's go over to another pair and I can show you this exact same example. This repeats itself most of the times, not all the time, most of the times, every single day. Okay, next one, Bitcoin. Okay, 4 hour, all right? Turning point up. Crypto, okay? Let's head down to a lower time frame. Okay. Notice the cursor on the 15 minute. So it's going to be around this area, right? Around this area where the 4 hour turning point flipped up. This is turning point up. Right? Okay. Which is right there, somewhere here. Hey, guess what? Apple Watch. It is the exact same time, not exact, but approximate confirmation signal. Okay. money flow, up, okay? This is where I'm looking for a long entry, somewhere in here, okay? Using Jacob's strategy or any other strategy of your entry model, your personal strategy, okay? The turning point analysis on the higher time frame and entering on a lower time frame can be used by all. Doesn't matter what strategy you use, right? It's always helpful to zoom out and take a step back, right? So that worked on Bitcoin. Next, gold. I am not cherry picking. These are the same exact symbols I talk about all the time, right? In the streams and all the time in the VIP group, okay? Here is gold, 4 hour, okay? Turning point down, what we have here, okay? Turning point down. So when New York opens, I am still at a turning point down. Still bearish according to the matrix on the 4 hour. Okay. Let's go down to a lower time frame. Okay. Notice the cursor point. Okay. Notice around here somewhere. Cursor point right there. Right. At the same time, or a little bit earlier, confirmation signal. Right. What else do we have? Money flow bearish. I am looking for an entry somewhere in here. It could be my 10 pip strategy. It could be some fib, retracement like Jacob described. You can just go from here to wherever here, enter here. It could be any scalping strategy. The key is now you are focusing on a direction, right? If you focus on a direction, you're gonna discard the other direction. Make your life simple, right? When we have a turning point down on a higher time frame, I could have had a long signal confirmation, short, long, front, right? But on a higher time frame, it is bearish. So I am going to disregard all the long signals. I don't care. Let them go by. Don't really care. I'm just going to concentrate on the short signal, right? I want to tip the scale to my favor. Okay. Next symbol, Big Daddy, Euro, USD. We'll do the same. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Turning point down. Right? Bearish, turning point down on a 4 hour. Let's head down to a lower time frame. Okay. Move that over a little bit. Fit this chart. There we go. Okay. Right there. Notice the cursor, right? So at this point, somewhere here, I am looking for a short. Okay. Notice money flow. Bearish, which is a good sign, which is a very good sign, right? I am looking for a short somewhere here, right? The signal printed over here because I have this on autopilot long term, right? This is still a good signal, and it did go short. It did go short, right? Of course, it did go short. How you had some drawback, right? It comes back down, but it's still bearish, right? It went down what, 7-8 pips? It's okay. But if you had this on short term, depending on how you trade, I know a lot of members don't trade long term on a smaller time frame. Right? I bet you short time frame would have fired off right here, right? But the concept's still there. I am looking for shorts based on a higher time frame turning point matrix. I am only looking for shorts, right? The beauty of this is I hope this fires along. I hope it fires along somewhere here, right? I'm going to disregard that. As long as this is bearish with the turning point down, I'm going to disregard that. And I am going to wait. I am going to wait for something like this. Right? I want to see another signal fire off right there. Right there. Right? And now I'll take this signal right here. Right? Okay? So that is the signals and overlays oscillator matrix. I went over the turning points up and down on a higher time frame, so I can focus on a particular direction on a lower time frame. Okay? I want to keep my life simple. Price can go two ways. Well, actually three ways, right? Up, down, sideways. I'm going to disregard sideways. Price can go two ways, up or down. So to make my life easier, I need to pick a direction on the day. I want to focus on one direction. All right? So how do I focus on one direction? What's going to tell me to only look for longs? I'll only look for shorts, right? Today, in this example, it was the matrix turning point. I used that as my bias. Previous weeks, I've used NeoCloud. You could use NeoCloud as well, right? But if that doesn't fit your style, find something else. And that is why I'm showing you an example of using the matrix oscillator turning point. Now, if that doesn't fit your style, how about the money flow in the oscillator matrix? Forget about the turning points. If the higher time frame money flow is bearish or bullish, that is the direction I'm looking for on a lower time frame, right? So if you just pick one feature or one trigger on a higher time frame and use that to decide a direction on a lower time frame, you're not going to win 100% of the time, but you are going to tip the scales in your favor. Trading can be hard, but it can be easy. How can it be easy? It's your mindset. This is better than a casino. Trading is 50-50, up or down, right? So it's better than a casino. It's 50-50. So how do we tip the scale to 51-59 or better? Use something on a higher time frame. If you use something on a higher time frame to guide you in a particular direction on a lower time frame, guess what? Your odds are now 51-49. Okay? So hopefully everyone understood that, and that's hitting home. I know it's very basic, but sometimes we need to get back to the basics, right? Look what I'm seeing right now while I'm talking. I just noticed this. Divergence. Give me a signal down, right? But let me go over the price action concepts, okay? We're gonna go back to the basics with price action concepts, all right? Okay, dollar index, all right? As an example, I've turned off, well, for the dollar, it does not provide volume into TradingView, right? But the reason why I don't have the metrics on, here's I'll go to the ES, right? As we know, ES provides the volume data. I turn them off. It's not to say they're not important. They're very important. If you look at Jacob's strategy, it is very important. But on a higher time frame, I want to see 1 million order blocks. Okay, but it does not make sense for me to turn on the metrics on 1 million order blocks, because each order block, the percentage is going to be 0.5%, right? So I just turn it off, you know, but they are important. I will turn them on a lower time frame, but on a higher time frame, I'll turn off the metrics, right, to make it cleaner, whatnot. Okay, but this is what I do. This is what I do. I always preach look to the left. right? How many times have we, like an example here, I'll zoom in. All right, let's just say this is my own replay mode. Okay, we're gonna go right there. Okay, let's just say I do my analysis, market structure, pull back, boom, up, down, I do my fib and whatever, and I made an entry on this bar, right? I'm fading the entry, right, on that bar because I'm anticipating another leg move up, right? But then I take the entry, then I hit a wall. It's like, damn, what is going on? And it goes down. And then I'm throwing stuff across the room, right? Well, why is that? Look to the left, right? I don't care how far back you look to the left. Go all the way to the left. And what can help you is turning on more than 5 order blocks, right? And this is what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to head over to settings, right? In default, it's going to hide the overlaps, right? I want to show all the overlaps. I want to show all the overlaps because I want to use the order blocks as my direction for the lower time frame. I want to see price react on key levels so I can pick a direction on a lower time frame. 2 paths.
Don't you
right?
people make Ted Lasso?
Oh, that's a different.
I am going to show
We're
all
also
the
phasing out
overlaps.
leather in our iPhone
I don't
cases.
care.
What about Brando
I
over
want
there?
to see a million
They
levels.
phasing
on
you
my
out
chart.
too?
Okay.
What's next?
Electricity.
Electricity status.
We're operating on 100% clean electricity.
What runs on 100% clean electricity?
Very highly
Our office,
congested.
store, and data
right?
center runs on clean electricity. Thanks to you
Here's
and your
another bounce.
powerful
right?
wind and sun.
Here's another example.
And Apple offices are already carbon neutral.
In this price area,
This
the
building
order
is
block
carbon
formed
neutral.
right
Well,
here.
yeah, we deal
right?
with a mix of clean energy
But
and
it was
eliminating
nothing to the
greenhouse
left.
emissions. It's kind of like
But
if you
when
went
I
to
Seriously explaining carbon
disabled
neutrality to
hide
Mother Nature?
order overlaps,
no,
right?
sorry.
This
You want to
showed
tell me
up,
how photosynthesis
right?
works too?
Now there is a
Don't.
reason why price bounced.
Also, over 300
Right.
suppliers have committed to using 100%
many more
clean,
examples,
renewable electricity.
Look at this.
What's next?
Prime example that
Transportation.
just occurred overnight.
I'm proud to report that we're
Right
shipping
here.
more products by ocean
Why
rather
did
than air,
price
which reduces transportation emissions by 95%.
Hit this level.
95%.
The order block just formed here. Why?
Not too bad.
I'm
Because of
also
this order
happy to
block
report
that
that
I-
we're
that I
investing in
made
projects
visible
around the world
that
that
occurred
protect the
many
Earth's
moons
soil,
ago.
plants, and trees.
That is why. All right.
Everyone says they're
Let's
planting
head over to
trees.
a different example.
planted forests.
ES. Clean chart.
Hello.
Okay.
Where?
Paraguay,
Clean
Brazil.
chart.
What, are you trying to save the tropical savanna?
Let me turn on
Yes.
the overlaps.
And
I want to
we
see all
also
the order
restored
blocks being
mangroves in
overlapped.
Colombia.
I want to
What
look to
else?
the left. This is my
Grasslands in
way
Kenya.
of looking
Why?
to the left.
Our aim
Traditionally,
is to
you scroll the chart,
permanently
right? You
remove
draw your
carbon
lines,
from the
right?
atmosphere.
But I want to make my life easier.
What about your water
LuxAlgo
usage?
We've
makes
reduced it
our
by how
life
much?
easier.
63 billion
Right?
gallons.
We just got to learn
63
how to
million?
look
Billion.
for it in the settings and use it to make our life easier, right? Head over to the settings. Uncheck hide overlap. Wait a few seconds. Let's see what we have. Boom.
As
It
you
is
can see,
obvious
we've innovated and retooled almost every part of our
why
process to
price
reduce our
rejected
impact
this
on the
level.
planet. By
Right?
2030, all Apple devices will have a net zero
If
climate.
I
impact.
had these
All
hidden,
of them?
All of them.
They better.
They
look
will.
at this. If I had this hidden, and if I took a long right here, right? Well, number one, you wouldn't take a long because you have a double top right here, right? Here's a candle formation
Okay, good.
holding true. But
See
let's
you
just
next
say I
year.
took a long right here. Well, I'm sitting pretty,
Don't
right?
disappoint
Take a
your
look at this.
mother.
We're an uptrend. Nice. I'm gonna take a long right here. Guess what? What is going on? Boom. Dump. Why? No rhyme or reason. There is no order blocks
As
until you
can
reach
see,
up here, right? But
we've
there's
been
no
working
order
on
blocks
some
over
really
here.
big
Why is that?
environmental initiatives, and
Let's
it's
turn them on
making a
off.
difference.
Turn them
To share
all
more,
on.
Here's Lisa.
That is why. Right? Hits it once. Hits it twice. Comes down. Okay? This example and this exercise holds true all the instruments if you look to the left. NQ should be about the same, right? It kind of moves the same, right? Let's turn on all the order blocks. Okay. Unhide that. See what we have. Okay. Look at this breaker block that was not there before. Look how many times it taps it. Ain't that something? It's crazy how this stuff works, right? Look at that. Good stuff. Okay. What's next? Bitcoin. We can do it on Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin. Okay. It looks like a bear chart out of middle of nowhere, right? Well, what can we make of this? I mean, of course, when we eyeball it after the fact, yes, we can see this level, right? You know, after the fact. Okay, we can see this level after the fact, right? But I want to make my life easier. I don't want to be bringing up my drawing tools and whatnot. So LuxAlgo makes my life easier. Turn them all on. Unhide the overlaps. Squish it down. Okay. Look at this level, right? These were not here before. All right. You can go one step further with Bitcoin. Since Bitcoin likes to pump and dump, guess what we're going to do? We are going to overlay the 4-hour with the daily. Let's see what this looks like. Nice. Now take a look at that. All right. This thickness was not here. Who would have thunk this? Who would have thought of this? How many of us are going to overlay the daily order blocks on Bitcoin? Most of Bitcoin traders, not investors, traders are trading on a lower time frame. 15, 5 minutes, 1 minute. Okay, it's just the way Bitcoin, moves, ebb and flow. You have to go lower, right, to make any sense of it. But wouldn't it be smart to add a daily time frame order blocks on your chart? Right? Look at that. There's a reason why we have this nonsense going on here. Right? It wasn't there on the 4-hour. It wasn't there on the 15-minute or a 5-minute or an 8-hour. It's there now on a daily. It's no secret. It's a very popular time frame. Daily, 4-hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 5 minutes. Not rocket science, right? Turn them on. Okay. Next example. Have we done gold yet? Let's do gold. Same thing. Let's take a look at what we have. Turn on the overlaps. Give it a few seconds. Pop. Look at that. Look at this area. This wasn't here before. Right? Let's turn them all off. I'll show you. I know that was fast. Right? Let's say downtrend. You're in a downtrend. Everything looking peachy. You know what? It's got one more wave. Let's take one more scalp. Guess what? Boom. It reverses on you. You're cursing. No need for that. Turn on the order blocks. Turn on the overlaps. You'll see why, right? On a lower time frame, yeah. Take your measure moves entry. But when you're getting close down to here and you're seeing major order blocks that occurred, let's see when did this form, right? It formed right here. Back in March. Who would have thought to show an order block that was created back in March? It's August right now. I don't care about order blocks in March. Well, I do. I care about it. Because look how many times they hit it. 1, 2, 3. It matters. Right? So based on this order block, I am picking a direction on a lower time frame. Price can go up or down. So on a lower time frame, today, meaning this day right here, right? I want to look for two paths, right? I want to look for a short path or long path. Okay? Depending on the breakout or breakdown of price action on this 4-hour chart, that's going to tell me the direction I need to wait for on a lower time frame. Okay? Let's head over to Big Daddy EURUSD. We have a few more minutes, okay? Last chart before today's stream is over. All right, 4-hour Euro USD. Let's turn on all the order blocks. I want to see 1 million of them. Boom. Look at that. Ain't that powerful? We're talking thickness. How many order blocks are overlapped? 3. That tells me this area is a pretty thick area. It's going to take a lot to bust through. Maybe some news event, right? Take a look at this area. That's pretty thick too. It's going to take a lot for something to bust through, okay? It's all good stuff here, right? And that is why I turn on all the order blocks and all the overlays. I want to see a bigger picture, right? Of course, on a lower time frame, I'm not going to turn them all on. It's just going to be a mess. But on a higher time frame, I have enough real estate to show all the order blocks, and my chart can still be clean and decluttered, right? Any other questions in YouTube or Discord? Anything to me or Jacob before we close this down pretty soon in a few minutes? Jacob, you have anything to add?
I mean, we can do a quick randomized trade for sure.
Yeah. You got your setup?
Yeah.
Do it.
We can look on Euro USD, but I did want to show Euro as well since you took over.
All right. Unhide my screen, right? Unshare?
Yes.
All right. There you go.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let me share mine now. If it'll let me. Discord's running slow today. All right. You can see it on Discord, right? Should be good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Perfect. All right, so yeah, we talked about this and the this breaker block happening on your USD 15-minute. Right now, it seems to be a turning point is trying to turn bullish up here. And in this case, if we were to turn bullish, especially with this bounce, there is a potential of a trade now, seemingly depending on if that actually flips or not, if this candle closes I would target probably just this upper order block. It's going to be look at like a 1-to-1. If not, you put your stop under that. The only reason why I would want a shorter scalp on this is because notice the money flow is still well below the threshold. So that tells me volume is still pretty low. And I necessarily wouldn't maybe look for like a aggressive move or anything, but it is setting up nicely as we're seeing reaction off this breaker block. And now we are trying to continue maybe to go retest that order block above. So, but let's do kind of like another replay mode thing here. And I don't know, let's do like the 29th maybe, or the 28th. Let's maybe do somewhere in here. Let's see. Okay, so I would go through kind of my analysis like we've talked about. And shoot, I should have started down here or something. But actually, this is good. I like this setup so far. So notice here, money flow's bearish, right? Very bearish money flow. While we're uptrending. It's like I'm gonna completely ignore that. I don't want to trade when they're not in sync, right? So let's see if if the trend wants to continue here and maybe it flips green. It tried to there, it looked like, and it is now. The only thing that I will say is this move has already happened, right? In my opinion, when looking for a trade setup, is I want to see the oscillator, set something on the opposite side, and then price to also flip at the same time as the oscillator's flipping. So we did extend up here on the bull side, right? The bullish money flow is finally back in, and let's kind of see what we do here. We're rejecting that order block, which is nice. We rejected that order block up there. You saw that other order block pop up. Now, obviously, like I stated before, if you want to see that order block still, you can up this quite a bit. But let's see here. Is it still up there? Yes, it is. So the order block's still there. We got a bearish signal. And let's see if we get a, some type of retracement. Let's take off signals and overlays and see what we got going on here. So I will say, in this current situation, I'm going to take off the order blocks real fast so it's not too crowded. And also the breaker blocks. So this is what we like to see, right? We have an uptrend and we're flipping to a downtrend. What else happened was we extended on the oscillator, okay? Where we extended on the upside of the oscillator on this uptrend. So this is already setting up a potential short trade. But now what I want to see if this is actually going to be a trade we could take is the money flow to flip bearish and then see some extra reaction on the bearish side as well. With all the features that we have enabled, which are the free feature, which are the default features. So I like to use all the defaults and that's it. I don't change much. So let's step forward a bit here, and we're already going super bearish, which I'm not a huge fan of. But let's see, coming from there to there, the trend just now flipping early. We had that, break of structure and change of character. Let's see if we can reset on the oscillator. Now we did this last week, same kind of similar setup. This is one of my favorite setups to look for. I want to see the oscillator reset after coming from a strong uptrend. So this is our first initial impulse down for that trend flip. So let's see if we get any type of reset on the oscillator, which, wow, it's already back to 44, which is good. And okay, cool. So now we do have a bearish rejection off of a bearish spark trail during a bearish signal, during a bearish change of character, right? During what? Bearish money flow. Now everything is now lined up to the bearish side. Nothing is conflicting at the moment other than the turning point. This is a big reason why on that middle, this turning point oscillator here, I like to wait for a signal on that turning point to indicate an entry. So let's see if we do get a retracement here. We do right there. Awesome. Now, a lot of you are probably like, okay, why would you want to enter here when it's like near, you know, a low or something? Well, the only reason I would want to take an entry at this level is because, for one, we rejected that smart trail. Two, the oscillator flipped from bullish to bearish, and the oscillator has been reset. The oscillator is sitting at 50. If the oscillator was below the oversold area, around under 20, then I wouldn't take an entry. But noticing that we got a turning point, we have that bearish money flow increasing, it's almost about to break that threshold. I am thinking, okay, there might be a big impulse about to happen. Because why would that reset? Why would the oscillator reset back to 50 and it be at this low? Like that's something's up. Something's gonna happen. So let's see if something happens. I would take a short here, which seems like anybody would say crazy. So I'm putting my stop above the smart trail. And a few things I'm going to target is, first, we go 1 to 1. Let's do 1 to 1. Because we are, you know, further down, I think 1 to 1 is a first good take profit level. Because maybe this oscillator overextends again. But if it does down here and it has a bullish turning point, then it might only give you 1 to 1. But it's the only level I'm taking profits at first is 1 to 1. After that, I'll go for 2 to 1. So let's see if we get a nice move to the downside here, because again, we reset the oscillator and it's showing that there could be a massive impulse based on what the oscillator is telling me. So a little bit of a retracement showing around entry point. We're sitting at that 10%. And we're getting this turning point here, but notice the money flow is still super strong. But we're just gonna ride it out. We keep our stop above. You can move your stop down now if you want. Keep it above that smart trail. Smart trail is trending down. I'm actually gonna take off order block so you can see it a little bit. So we were at that bullish order block, but you could trend your stop with the smart trail if you want. So brought it down there. Now it's 1.1 to 6. Oscillator's still sitting up. Let's see if we get an impulse move or not. Wow, right there. There you go. We literally call that. You notice the overflow came in by this moment, and now we hit, you know, 1.6 to 1. But if we were to, you know, go back up here, we had it at 1 to 1. Let's see if from the initial entry we hit 2 to 1 now, which would be, wow, that's a pretty big trade. Okay, let's see if we hit it though. The money flow is still bearish. We don't have a bullish turning point yet, but let's see if we can get another big leg down. I might consolidate here. Let me stretch this out. And there you go. You have bullish divergence. This would probably be my last exit if I didn't take the 1 to 1. But as you move that stop, this is a very heavy 1 to 1 trade because of where we had our initial entry. So I identified my risk, so my take profit was going to be a lot less. But it was a big move, so on a shorter stop would have been an easy 2 to 1. But let's see, you know, maybe this plays out and it doesn't. Look, it completely comes back through. So that's a great example of noticing out of the gate my risk management. Okay. What I've noticed out of the gate here was that we were already at this low. So because my stop is so big, why would I go for a 2 to 1? When now, when I go for that 1 to 1, which was here, oh, if I can get it, somewhere around here, whatever, right there, good enough. We had, you know, a potential because of how big our stop was, and then as we got into that break of structure or whatever, as we had these turning points and the money flow increasing, got an overflow here, I can then drop my stop a little tighter. Now I can move my stop again a little tighter, and then boom, we hit, if we did it from there, a 4 to 1 once we move that stop loss. So that's just something you need to identify your risk, right? Identify your risk when the entry is given. if it seems like you're entering at a crazy spot, but everything's lining up, then just look for a shorter take profit, or look to up your stop loss when you feel like it's a comfortable time to do that. So that, that's a great example of something where, everything lined up, but it was, at a pretty bad spot, but it still played out because we had, once again, one level, let's go back over here. Let's see. Bear signal, that's one. Bearish change of character after a bullish break of structure. That's 2 there. 3 with the bearish reject of the spark trail, right? 4, we had the money flow flip. 5, right here, we had the turning point on the bear side with an increase in money flow. So there, 5 levels of confluence, everything was telling me short. But we noticed that our risk to reward was a little big. It was a little risky. So we drop back how much profit we're going to take out of it, and then we move our stop accordingly. But again, that's an opportunity where you can take it when it's a little riskier because everything's still lined up. So it's just identifying your risk, and that is the biggest mistake people make, is not knowing what their risk to reward is in that current moment. It's very hard to, unless you have some type of algorithmic trading system that can either adjust its risk to reward according to the current market conditions, or has been back tested enough to where the same profit factor works every single time. And that is, that's possible. But I guarantee you a lot of those bots that are trading with the same profit factor every time are more than likely they're either 1 to 1 or they're a lot less than 1 to 1. It'd be like 1 to a half or something. Because the market moves differently every day. There's different amount of volume that comes in. There's news that drives more volume or less volume, and so identifying yourself while you're trading that risk and understanding what the market is doing at that moment, then you can adjust your risk management. That is the key to being a profitable trader. Everything else is there to help you. Indicators we offer is here to help you, but if you can't identify the proper risk to reward ratio while you're trading and use proper risk management, then you're not going to be a profitable trader. That's just not how it works. So I think that's a good place to end it, is really focus on that risk management in confluence with your trading strategy using the indicators. And I'm sure Mickey would totally agree with that.
Yep.
But yeah, guys, so I think we'll call it there real quick. For those of you that are new to LuxAlgo, I would highly suggest to go to our website. And for one, you can get 30 days risk-free, as well as get 30% off using code LUX30. But we have a free section where you can go to Guides under the Resources tab, and you can get full in-depth information on every feature that we offer. So yeah, if you just go in there, go to Resources, Guides, every feature that every premium indicator is offered. If you have any questions, go through there. We have an FAQ and all of that to help you understand what you're signing up for. And also you get access to the VIP section of the Discord. We do have a free section as well, so you can join the Discord for free. You don't have to sign up for anything. But even if you do the 30 days risk free, you still get access to the VIP Discord, which is has an area where, in the VIP Discord, Mickey is mostly in. He does help out some of our free members, but Mickey is always hanging out in the VIP and is there for any questions or help you have, and is also trading every day with everybody in there. And so, yeah, feel free to reach out to him. Yeah, Mickey, I don't know if you want to say anything about the VIP Discord or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I just if I haven't gotten to your questions on YouTube or Discord, just tag me in the VIP groups, and I'll do my best to get to all of them today. Okay.
Awesome.
So we're just back to the grind and learning.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the basics, right?
Oh, yeah. And for everybody, especially people in VIP and the Discord and everything, I would advise go to the website, check out our library. The library now, we host all of our free indicators. You can see all of our free indicators and our premium ones. But we do have our own library on there with every indicator we have developed. It's 100+ indicators. So you might find something there that really works for you as well. But most of our development time is spent on the premium indicators to make them better. Constantly. That's why we're constantly pushing updates, because we want to make sure we are up to date on the current features or trends in the market that help people become more profitable traders. But go check out the library on our website. A ton of free indicators there. We just released another one yesterday called the Fibonacci trailing stop. So some really cool indicator concepts that are free to use, and some of them you'll notice, which is really cool. The newer ones won't have it, but some of the classics will. You can now download them for MetaTrader, Thinkorswim, NinjaTrader, and TradeStation, not just TradingView. So I know a lot of you, especially Forex traders, do trade on MetaTrader and some of these others. The new ones will get transitioned to those eventually. But the classics, let's see if I can even go back far enough. Some of our classic ones will definitely already be converted. Like you can see here, this one's already good for NinjaTrader and Thinkorswim that you can download and use. So yeah, go check that out on our website. Just click the library tab at the top of the page. But thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we hope you have a good rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you guys. Mickey, you want to do Thursday this week instead?
Sure, yeah. Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, we'll do Thursday. I think Thursday would be fun. We'll be back live on Thursday. We'll keep you updated if we do Friday instead. But for now, Thursday. So 2 days from now, we'll be back live. And again, those of you that haven't joined the Discord yet, feel free to join it. And check out the links in the description for those of you on YouTube. And if you have any questions, join the Discord and reach out to Mickey or me, and we'll be happy to answer those questions. But other than that, we'll see you guys later this week.
Awesome. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Have a good one, everyone.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you later.